Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you've all had a great day. In today's episode, oh boy, do we have some things to speak about. Firstly, we're going to be taking a look at this TikToker who has decided to celebrate Halloween 4 months early and is now using vampire pronouns. That was a struggle for me to say without going insane. Secondly, we're going to be taking a look at this viral video of Muslim parents protesting against the school their kids attend because they are being forced to learn about LGBTQ ideology. And lastly, Tyrese Gibson, the well-renowned actor, has come out and said some interesting things about Hollywood that we all know about, but it's just great to see an actor come forward and talk about these things. It's going to be a very interesting video, I can promise you that. But before we carry on, if you could, please make sure to leave a like rating, share this video, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button and join the community where we, well, talk about the madness that is taking over society right now. It's a great place. Honestly, it is. Let's get into it.
This is where the fun begins.
So it's been a while, ladies and gentlemen, since I've sat here and spoken about a woke TikTok, and that's for good reason, because reacting to these things is like a recipe for sleepless nights, I'm going to be honest with you. But when I saw this one on my timeline, I just couldn't help myself. So we have this user who has, well, obviously taken their obsession of the Vampire Diaries to the next level and is now using vampire pronouns because the reasoning, they feel a little vampy. I'm not joking. Take a watch.
Thanks so much for asking. For those of you who don't know, I go by vampire pronouns. Sometimes when I feel, kind of like vampy. So my pronouns are the, vir, or vir, vamp, vampire self, or like vir self. So like an example of that would be V went to the store. They're going to be right back. Taking care of Vamp self. Vamp said that they really like chocolate cake and V's gonna go buy some. If you have any more questions, just ask. I love talking about pronouns and transgender's identities. Woo, hyperfixation.
Sometimes I just sit here, and it's another reason why I struggle to react to these videos. I sit here and I just don't know what to say. How do I explain that? How does one explain that? It's one of the most challenging processes, but I'll give it a go. What is the difference between this person using vir/vamp pronouns and somebody right now saying, you know what, I'm the opposite gender and I'm going to use those pronouns? Because they're both fantasy, right? What's the difference between me sitting here and saying, you know what, guys, I'm now a woman and I'm going to be using she/her pronouns? There is no difference, because both cannot be true. When you allow people to identify as X, Y, Z based on their feelings, the individual truth, and obviously then you have to reaffirm their beliefs, this is what happens, right? You give people an inch, they then take a mile. As I said, what's the difference between a man saying, you know what, I'm a woman, than this person saying, I'm a vampire? There's literally none. And the liberals have backed themselves into a corner with this one, because they've told everybody, right, if you don't identify as somebody as what they want to be identified as, well then you're mean, you're hateful, that is bigotry of the highest level. So if this person says, you know what, I'm a vampire on any given day, they then also have to reaffirm that belief, because if they don't, because they've labeled everybody else who doesn't do it as mean, hateful, if they don't, well then they'll be called grifters, and you're a white supremacist who needs their social media account banning, and you need to be fired from your job. This is what happens, okay, liberals? I mean, it's all your fault, really. You can't sit there and complain now. You forced it on everybody else, and this is what is going to happen. Clown world reigns supreme. So I think we could all sit here and agree, ladies and gentlemen, in today's new progressive liberal world, a big issue parents are facing with their kids attending schools is, what are they learning about? What are they being forced to learn about? Especially without the parents' permission, okay? We all know there are many schools out there who are forcing kids to learn about LGBTQ progressive ideology when the parents don't even want them learning about it. But they have to learn about it, because apparently, that is what kids need to know about. Kids should be kept far away from it, but that's common sense, right? Now remember, this is also an issue that leftists will tell you to your face, it's not happening. No, it's not happening. Focus on that over there. It is strictly not happening. And you can report on these stories every single day, because there is a new story every single day, and yet still to your face they will deny what's going on. It's a very special talent. I must applaud them for that one. Well, now to add to the long list of stories and situations happening with schools, we have Muslim parents protesting against the school their kids are attending because they are being forced to learn about this certain ideology. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. As I said, it doesn't happen. But Andy No goes on to send out the following tweet. Liberals were left stunned as Muslims and Islamists gathered on Tuesday to protest the Montgomery County, Maryland School Board over its LGBTQ plus curriculum. The Muslims want to be able to remove their children from the classroom when that material is taught. Now, a big part of this, as I said, they are being forced to learn about it, but also the parents can't opt their children out of the classrooms where they're being taught things and they're being shown LGBTQ books. They have to learn about it. Apparently, their religion doesn't allow them to opt out of these classrooms, which this kind of just shows you the whole hypocrisy of the leftist liberal agenda, because they always preach about the word inclusivity, right? Inclusivity, it's a great buzzword, but if you really practice what you preach, then you would allow people to leave the classrooms that don't want to learn about certain things, certain ideas. But then again, we all know that doesn't work for everybody, does it? It's one rule for them, one rule for everybody else. Inclusivity apparently only works for them. And it just goes to clearly show you, LGBTQ ideology, LGBTQ books are placed on a higher pedestal than anybody's beliefs, religious beliefs. And they're so ready to disregard those beliefs, but they can't take criticism of their own beliefs, their own ideology, even when it is clear, valid criticism, justifiable criticism. They're like, no, you're hateful, you're mean, everybody must learn about this, even if they don't want to. Your religious beliefs? No, we don't want to hear about that. Our beliefs matter more. It's crazy that, isn't it? But here is the video going viral of these Muslim parents protesting against this school and some of the students actually speaking out against this. Take a watch.
Protect our children! 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 Let's fear God! Let's fear God! Let's fear God! Let's fear God!
Secular schools! Secular schools! Secular schools! Secular schools! Secular schools! Secular schools!
We wish to free God! We wish to free God! Protect our children! 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 Protect our
I'm here to talk about the opt-out option for reading material. I'm not here to take away the right of anyone being recognized in the community. I'm here to talk about my rights. My religion teaches to respect all religions and all human beings and their rights. So does my country law. And I want my right back to have an opt-out option. In the last Board of Education meeting, someone said that many people of the LGBTQ community are being bullied. That may have been the case some time ago, but these days it's quite the opposite. There are over 40 kids that I know who don't want to learn this and really want to be here talking today, but can't because they are being bullied. They are the ones being bullied when they say we don't want to learn this.
Attacks on religious freedom targets one's conscience, the very core of their being. The issue of gender and sexuality are influenced by our faith, and we should not be caricatured as intolerant. And our faith perceived to be subversive because it doesn't align with your beliefs. Intolerance of the faith community threatens to erode support for religious freedom, therefore eroding the benefits it provides for everyone, religious and non-religious. Pluralistic societies that value human dignity and do not view faith communities as a problem to be eliminated will only thrive and prosper. I respectfully request the restoration of the opt-out option at MCPS. Thank you. Takbir.
There's only a certain amount of time, a short amount of time, and this is why we're seeing this. You can keep on pushing before parents of all backgrounds start to speak up and say, hey, look, we've had enough. Leave the kids alone. Leave our kids. Leave my kids alone. We know the goal is to separate the kid from the family and indoctrinate them with certain views and beliefs, because progressiveness clearly is the only religion anybody can sign up to, and everybody must sign up to it. But the craziest thing is when you start to think about it, okay, you have these parents who are protesting for their kids that they raised, they paid for, they looked after, and yet you have counter protesters and the school tie them in together saying, hold up, no. Parents, your concerns aren't valid. Your child's thoughts, beliefs, and views are now ours, and we're going to tell them what to think and how to act and how to speak. Even if you go against it, the school is saying, no, that's not right. You can't say this. We need to take control. But remember, this is an issue that doesn't happen according to leftists. No. Simply not happening. Nobody's coming after your kids. Nobody wants to indoctrinate your kids. They're allowed to think and act and speak how they want. Really? Well, this is another story that disproves that among the many others. And now for our final and last story of this video. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to leave a like rating if you have enjoyed this video so far. Staying along the lines of religion, we have Tyrese Gibson, a fantastic actor, well-renowned actor, famous for his roles in the Fast and Furious franchise, coming out and talking about Hollywood in a certain way that we've known about for quite some time, right? Everybody knows this, and it's just so great to see an actor come forward with these statements. But he goes on to say, basically, you know, Hollywood is trying to normalize the idea of the devil. I'm just going to allow the clip to speak for itself. I'm sure many of you have seen it all over social media, but sit back, relax, and enjoy.
As much as I'm supposed to be promoting this movie and talking about my album, I just feel like we're in competition right now because they are trying to normalize the devil. They are trying to the devil is on the main stage at award shows and in every video and signs and symbols. And I said, you know what? We need to stop treating our relationship with Jesus like the little buddy that you talk to before you go to bed at night, and not be more vocal about all the things that God means to us and all of the things that God has brought us through. Because there's been a lot of moments that you didn't post about. But yet you know, how did God decide to get me through this?
Yeah, man.
And yeah, they going above and beyond to promote the devil. And it's pissing me off. Because the devil worshipers used to be real secretive, going down in the basement, this secret world. Now they just
they on the device too.
Yeah.
And he's correct, right? The messaging, the symbolism is just about everywhere. Hollywood is the goblet of degeneracy they want the rest of the world to drink from, right? Hollywood has a huge influence. It influences a lot of the world, the Western world, the culture, the youth. So what better way to use Hollywood to push certain ideas onto people? And we've all known about this, you know, everybody's known about this for years. I just think people deny it because they don't want to actually sit down and think to themselves, yeah, maybe there is something quite off with Hollywood, but how can you deny it? It's really strange to me people do, because you see Sam Smith on stage at the Grammys promoting hell, especially with the song he's singing. You have actors getting involved with weird things that would make you think, yeah, that's the opposite of holy. But maybe it's reached a point within society where Hollywood, the actors, whoever could come out and say, yeah, you know what, we are Satanists. We're devil worshippers. And would the world care? I don't think so, really. Maybe we have reached that point. But one of the lines that I resonate with, you know, that Tyrese says is, we need to stop making Jesus this friend we just simply talk to at night. And I've always done this, you know, and maybe this is just my experience, but we live in a society today where, and I think Hollywood has played a part in this, where they've kind of shamed people for having a faith. You know, it's embarrassing, it's cringeworthy to say you have a faith. And quite frankly, I'm tired of that. You should not have to be in a position where you're not proud to say, hey, look, I follow Jesus or whatever. You know, you shouldn't be in that position. I think people need to speak out more about their faith. It's great to see when people of all walks of life, especially celebrities, because we feel like we're so out of touch with them and all they care about is these materialistic things. It's so great to see actors like Chris Pratt as well come out and say, you know, I follow Jesus, I have a faith, etc., etc. I think it's amazing. And I think more and more people need to start doing that, me included, right? I'm tired of being viewed as cringe-worthy for having a faith. And as I said, Hollywood has played a big part in that and propagating that message onto people. So when we have actors like Tyrese Gibson coming out and saying these certain things, which, remember, is also a risk for their career, you know, nobody's allowed to speak out against Hollywood. It's a great thing and it should be applauded by everybody and be celebrated. But what are your opinions, ladies and gentlemen, on this clip of Tyrese Gibson? Did you resonate with anything he said? And again, what are your opinions on everything we've spoken about so far? Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to leave a like rating. I've done that quite a bit in this video. But if you are new, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. But until next time, until tomorrow, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day. Stay safe. Avoid the madness. I'm out. Peace.